Hello and welcome to another Amazon live stream. Thanks to everyone who's joined me. Hopefully this is working okay. There's always technical issues, right? Always technical issues. Yeah, just mix up the lighting a little bit here, adjust the camera slightly, had to reset the microphone, but no, we're all good. Anyway, thank you for everyone joining me. For those of you that are new here, my name's Simon. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller in the UK. And I do these kind of lives every Monday and Thursday now, 8 p.m. I moved it from Wednesday to Thursday. Give a little bit more of a gap there. I just talk about my Amazon business, how I'm doing, answer any questions you guys have got. I entertain people that maybe just sat there listening in the background, prepping or cooking or doing anything, just chilling out. And yeah, you can just come hang out with me and ask any questions and just chill basically. So yeah, I massively appreciate anyone who is on here live right now, and you can always watch them afterwards. They're always available. They're recorded, so you can always watch them again afterwards. Let me just adjust my chair here. So there we go. And I even got you a nice haircut today as well. So looking fresh for the stream. Hey Zara, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you coming on. How is everything going, Zara? How's the Amazon business going? Zara is one of our regular viewers, as is Adrian. Thanks for joining us, Adrian. Appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to show you a few little how I'm doing in Amazon. So I got back onto sourcing Cogita just yesterday. I've been taking a little bit of a break, just focus on other things. And my God, I've been missing out on so much money, honestly. Maybe I was quite lucky on that day that I just got back into it hardcore. Like within 1 hour, I'd spent, I don't know exactly how much. I need to look. Look at my purchase seat. It's got to be 8, 9K, something like that. It was insane. Let me have a look here. I did maybe not quite much. I did a £861 order, a £558 order, an £873 order, a £3,804 order, and a £430. Oh no, that was today. And then today I did 433 and 1,309. But yeah, so pretty good basically. Hey Habibi, how's it going? No TikTok live. No, I really should get back onto doing those, to be fair. And this is why this software I'm using now can do the whole streaming to all of them. I mean, YouTube's king, it really is king, but I really should be doing it to all the different ones, to be fair. I need to get back onto those because I know some people do prefer them. And there's no downside to it apart from just making sure you moderate it and stuff like that. But yeah. But no, I was saying, I got back onto Cogita sourcing. So I got a couple of deals today. Yesterday was... Honestly, it was banging, basically. It was insane. I was like, why have I taken a break from Cogita? Absolutely stupid of me. The amount of money I've probably not... I don't want to think about it, to be fair. Anyway, hey, Bert, thanks for joining us, buddy. And hey, Habibi, thanks for joining us as well. Hey, Hiar, thank you for joining us. And, wow, I'm going to butcher your name. Grissom. I'm going to say Grissom. Thanks for joining. What I'm going to do is bring this chat over here. Let me just pop this one out, because I can make it a little bit bigger. And we can go from there. I can zoom in. It's easier for me to see. There we go. Nice. So, yeah, I've got some good questions right off the bat, basically. So Habibi says, ever been ungated using Cogita Invoice? Yes, definitely. Now, right now, ungating is very difficult. It's nothing to do with Cogita. It's nothing to do with anyone. It's just really hard. Word is it's going to get easier soon. Just be patient just a little bit longer. I promise it's going to change. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. That's all I can say. Excuse me. But yeah, so it's going to get better. Don't worry. Let me go back. Okay, Bert's watching me on the TV. I appreciate it, Bert. That's awesome. Hopefully I look amazing on the TV. So got the fresh haircut. Hopefully I'm looking good in 4K. Got the fake, it's a 4K camera, so... Yeah. Anyway, Grissom. I'm good, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm very good, thanks. How are you? What do you think about does not qualify, and how can we get open brands like? Are you talking about ungating? Is that what you're talking about? Ungating? You're saying it does not qualify, or something like? Is that what you're asking there? But yeah, so let me know. Just clarify the question there, and I'll get back around to that one. Hey, Alex, thanks for joining us. Alex, not been on a while, mate. I appreciate you coming on. Alex is the owner of Source Sheets. I nearly forgot the name there. So, but yeah, how's it going, mate? How's the business going? I know, Alex, you crush Q4, don't you? I mean, you're a big RA beast. You go out and you got all the deals. But yeah, I need to get into RA a bit more this Christmas. Actually, I know there's some absolutely killer deals out there for chocolates and all sorts of stuff like that, toys, things like I need to get into that. But yeah, who has the time though? So with everything I'm doing, I'm launching the mentoring program. That's been just ridiculously busy with that. But yeah, but I should hopefully have some time in Q4 with all this stuff. So Habibi's asking, what are the ROI on those orders? That's a good question. I can tell you actually. Let me go. I'll have to open up my prep stuff. I've got all my inbound shipments here. So I can tell you, I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are. And let me just get through the questions quickly and I'll go through it because I think someone was asking what were the questions. So Alex, thoughts on the new Cogetia invoices? Yeah, I think they're better. I've not had a proper look through them, but I think they're much better. I know I kind of gave them a little bit tips and stuff on the Cogetia invoices. I need to have a proper look actually. But yeah, I'm assuming they've made them much better. So I don't know. They're explaining the supply chain, aren't they? I think I've seen that. And the one thing I'd like them to do is basically highlight the address, the invoice, the items, etc. You've got to point these things out. And I just want to say, by the way, excuse me, I've got a tickly throat. The way Amazon is right now, it doesn't matter if you're ungating, it doesn't matter if you're doing an auth claim, and I heard from a friend today, it doesn't matter if you're doing an account suspension. A friend of mine was saying, I should be okay saying this, was saying that he's got another friend his account was suspended. He's been using a professional company. Oh, I've got a tickly throat. I haven't got coming down with COVID. Excuse me, guys. God, I've been fine all day. Suddenly I start coughing. And basically, this person has had his account suspended for a good 2-3 months now. He's going through a professional company to get it sorted. A really good company, actually. And they are literally every other day. They're basically submitting their thing. It's getting rejected. Submit their thing, getting rejected. I don't know how many times they've tried now. 20, 30 times to get his account back. They finally apparently said, you're good to go, basically. So yeah, it's insane, really. So that's the same for all this stuff. It sucks the way it is, but you cannot take you can't take the first answer you get. You got to be persistent, Yeah. So anyway, I'll get back to you in a second, Habibi, on that one. So Gary's saying, any chance of sharing Cogetia leads, the ones you can't have as you spent too much money? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, yes, and I'm not a big sharer of leads. However, I will be sharing leads with my mentees. So that is one of the kind of perks of being in the mentorship program is I'm going to share leads, and a lot of those will be Cogetia leads because that's kind of one of my main sourcing places, especially with Q4 coming. But yeah, I can definitely maybe throw some out there. If you were struggling, reach out to me. If I find a good one, I can always share it with you. No problem. So Grissom saying, I'm good. Not on Gate, that's okay, but some brands acing, I'm trying to add the product, I'm pushing apply to set, and I'm getting does not qualify alert. I assume that means hard gated, essentially. That's what it means, I'm assuming. Yeah, it could be that. I'm not sure. If you're in my Discord community, if you're not, there's a link in the description. Go on there, find me, FBA Mogul. Just DM me the screenshot and I'll have a look and see. Yeah, I'll see exactly what you mean there. Another virus going around, end up mad fever. Hopefully not. Oh my God. Yeah, COVID absolutely floored me when I got it. I avoided it for 2 years. It absolutely floored me for 10 days. I've actually still got, I'm not saying I've got long COVID, but still my throat has never been the same since. I've always have to clear my throat. I'm going to have to do it now. Always having to clear my throat. Maybe it's in my head, but yeah. And yeah, I had something before COVID as well. I don't know. It was obviously some sort of virus. I was having a fever of 42, 43. I was reading online that I can't remember the exact temperatures, but at 42 you're at risk of having seizures and stuff. So I was ringing the doctor up and saying and they were just it's fine, just I was okay. I'm what if I have a seizure here? It was really weird though. It's whenever I lie down, the fever would kick. It was crazy. Yeah, if I sat up, it cooled down a bit. Yeah, it was awful. But yeah, I managed to get through it all. Alex saying nocturnal just now. Okay, yeah, my sleeping pattern's all over the place. My most optimal sleeping pattern is basically waking up at 5, 6 a.m. Maybe sometimes 5 a.m., 6 a.m. And then basically I feel super productive. Go out, do some exercise, come back, smash out some work, and then by the time it's 9 a.m. I feel like I've hit the ground running that day, and I'm just honestly, it's the best thing for me. But I'm naturally a night owl, so I naturally stay up late, and it's a constant battle for me. I'm always changing my sleeping pattern. It's not good for you either. But yeah, if I wake up early though, I've got into a really good routine in Dubai. Actually, we wake up like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. We go for a walk, like an hour walk, which is just beautiful. Basically, it's lovely in nice weather and stuff, nice warm weather. Come back and actually smash out work. I feel so productive, like you've really crushed the day before it's even like 9 a.m. But yeah, so you're doing 11 a.m. to 5 a.m. schedule of that, and then do the year at the same time. Web app launch today. Nice, mate. Yeah, busy, mate. Busy. Yeah, absolutely. Go and check it out, guys. Source Sheets. Alex is the owner of that. Give you a free shout out, mate. So, yeah, as a thank you for coming on. I will get back to the leads in a second. In 1 minute, I'll get back to them. Is it normal for Amazon to hard get a lot of brands at Q4? There seems to be a lot going around ATM. Do they ungate them again? Sometimes they do ungate them, sometimes they don't. It's not that normal to get hard gates. I feel like there's a bit of a clampdown going on right now, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it is what it is. I just noticed someone's in the voice chat in my group. But yeah, if I go to OA Hero, which is my software, by the way, we've got a small Discord server in there for that, but also it's a Chrome web extension where I update all this stuff. We've lost Avida today. Someone sent me that. Avida we just lost today. We lost Issey Miyake on the 28th of August. We lost Ralph Lauren on the 9th of... the 10th of September, sorry. We lost Sarah V as well. We've just lost Clinique. That's the one that's going to hurt me with Cogita. And we lost La Roche-Posay and Vichy. And the final one before that is DKNY. So we've lost a decent amount. Yeah, we've lost a decent amount. It kind of sucks, really. And do they get ungated again? I mean, so to give you an example, La Roche-Posay and Vichy were ungated, then they weren't hard gated, then they came back again, now they're regated again. So sometimes they do, and other times they just, once they're gated, that's the end of it, basically. So last year, the big killer for me was Lancome. That was a big one that I lost again. So, but there's saying that you lose these brands, it sucks. There's always other brands to find, but it does make our lives a little bit harder. It's very difficult to know. Yeah, some brands do come back, some don't, and it's hard. It really is. So yeah, Avida, I don't know. Alamin, is that another one we lost? Alamin, Have we lost that one? Have we? Oh God, let me know. Yeah, DM me the ASIN of one, mate. If we've lost another one, bloody hell. What was that brand that could? Oh, so yeah. What was the brand that could get mentioned with and they hit sellers with IPs? Yeah, I mean I don't know if they hit them after the relationship, but definitely before. It was Al Haramain. Yeah, Al Haramain. It was this one here. I've typed it in. Al Haramain. Do not buy that brand. They are freaking ruthless. They will. I mean, I've seen it. I've helped people try to sort this out. They'll basically IP you. When that doesn't work, they'll buy your product and say it's fake, even though it's not fake. And I know for certain that people buying through Cogitas, their stock wasn't fake, because I saw the actual letter of authorization from Al Haramain head office to the company they bought it from. The actual official document, stamps and everything. They confirmed it was legit. But then Amazon got caught up on because it was a Polish company, and they were like, well, are there LOAs for Poland? And we're trying to help explain to Amazon. It's like, okay, yeah, we get the LOAs for Poland, right? We accept that. But we're not talking about LOAs, we're talking about authenticity. Now, this company has got an LOA from the actual company. The fact they're in Poland is irrelevant. They've got the official companies given the LOA, okay, which proves that it's authentic. So forget about Poland, but we couldn't just get it through to the VAs on Amazon, the customer service. Like, just forget about the Poland bit, right? That's irrelevant. It doesn't get better than this. You've got an LOA from the company, an email from the head office saying it's legit. Anyway, it wasn't actually the company themselves that was causing the issue. It kind of is, but they hire. So their head office is in Dubai, I believe, or somewhere in the UAE anyway. And then they've got like a UK subsidiary, and they have then hired like a third-party company to do this, the sort of IPs and stuff. And that company's impossible to talk to. You can't even talk to them, and they're really ruthless. So yeah, so it's not necessarily the head office that's the problem. It's the UK subsidiary. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly go and have a look. So the deals that I got here. So one was a Versace. I'm gonna open. I should be able to open up an Amazon here actually. If I click this one. So one was a Versace. It was it's a 20% ROI one. So I'm making £8.60 profit per unit on this one at the current price. However, in Q4, actually no, to be in Q4, I'm probably going to make about the same amount on that one. It looks about the same. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't make the best viewing this, but I don't know. But yeah, basically, what's one of the quick deals I've got. I managed to get 24 units of that. So yeah, that's 20% ROI or 19.95%. You know what I can do? Might give things away. Maybe. I'm not going to screenshot that now. So there's that one. Let's look at another one here quickly. The next one was a Swiffer, some sort of like mop thing. That one was, let's have a look here. I think 20% ROI pretty much, is a pretty much, I don't know. No, this one here is 41% ROI, sorry. This one's 41%. And I felt like the price on this one could go even better. But yeah, 41% right now. No, the price, that's a good price, yeah. It won't go higher than that. Another one was an Estee Lauder stuff. That was a good ROI on that one. Let's open that on Amazon. Let's have a look. But you're getting the idea, and I'll do one more. Another set of perfumes here. Carolina Herrera and Jean-Paul Gaultier. Quickly open these up, and then that'll do. Doesn't make for the best viewing, me looking at these things. So the Estee Lauder was, okay, it's low ROI now, but it goes up. And its best chance is going to be around this price here, about 34% ROI. The other one was, again, about 20% ROI, but it goes up at Christmas. And then the final one, the Carolina Herrera, again, right now it's 10% ROI. But again, I'm looking at Christmas for these Q4 things, and it goes all the way up to this price here of about 25% ROI. So yeah, anyway, so... Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I just had a haircut. Thanks. But yeah, so Cogita deals, I mean, it was just insane. And if you guys aren't on Cogita, by the way, you know me. I like to shield the Cogita, push the Cogita. I mean, it's just so freaking good, that's why. Link in description. Get £100 off your first order if you use the code FBAMogul when you sign up. Yeah, it is insane. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say, really. It is insane. Now, one thing I would say is, like, you can't go on there every day and find deals. Like, sometimes, like today, I got 2 deals today. I've got one here that was a Gucci. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a Gucci one. And then another one today I got was another Estee Lauder as well. So, a good brand. Hopefully, Estee Lauder doesn't go. That's a nice brand. So, yeah, I would say that today was a little bit slower than yesterday. Yesterday was just absolutely crazy. Honestly, like, yeah, within like 1 hour, I'd spent all that money. Maybe an hour and a half. It was crazy. Yes, it is Auto Antics. Yes, it is. Yeah. So the mentoring. So there's a link in the description if you want to book a sort of discovery call with me. We'll have a chat, and talk about it basically and see if it's the right fit for you. But yeah, essentially, the mentoring starts on the 1st of October if you're interested. Alex, you might have to chat actually because there's an affiliate for it if you want. But yeah, so we've been working really hard on building this out, and it's a killer program. Okay, man. Yeah, we can definitely sort it out there. Like, definitely, honestly, it's a life-changing program. It really is. Basically, you're going to learn so much out of it. You are going to learn so much out of it. So, you've got my personal guarantee that it's good. Basically, I'm putting my own reputation on the line here by doing a mentoring program. It's not something I take lightly. But yeah, book a call in with me. We'll have a chat. You can ask questions. I'll tell you about it all, and and it'll go from there. Basically, I had a really cool call yesterday with a footballer. I think it was yesterday. The guy's a professional footballer. I was like, that's freaking awesome. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's insane, really. So that was cool. And the guy was honestly super smart. Obviously, realised his career for professional athletes, not just football, professional is basically. Unless you're like, I guess, Tom Brady, who can go into his like 40s. You've got a limited lifespan on that, and unless you can end up with some sort of like pundit or something on TV or whatever, you've got to try and build a business around it. And actually, to be fair, you look at these guys like Michael Jordan. You look at there's another guy as well. I think he was an NFL guy in like the 80s or 90s. He never made more than like $70,000 a year doing his job, but he owns like massive wholesale companies in America, like doing drinks and stuff. And he's like, I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's worth hundreds and hundreds of $millions. I can't remember the guy's name now, but I watched the whole story about him ages ago. I was like, that's really impressive. Because obviously back in like the 80s, 90s, these guys didn't get paid what they do now. But anyway, yeah, the guy's really smart. So yeah. Cheers, buddy. Thanks, MTT. Appreciate it, mate. Went down to the old Turkish barbers today, so he did a pretty good job actually. The only thing I don't like is, to be honest, I really like just shaving it off because it's so easy. But no, it was good. It just takes time. But yeah, definitely Auto Antics. We can definitely get you sorted, mate. Reach out, book a call with me. We will talk through the program. It starts on the 1st of October. That's when obviously like the first students start, but you can start anytime you want. But yeah, if you're interested, come on, do it, and you will learn so much. I think I was adding up the sourcing methods. I felt like, let me find this DM I sent to this guy. Don't quote me on this, the exact number. I need to look into it, double check. But it's like 12 different sourcing methods. I'm pretty sure it's 12. I mean, that does include A2A, and it does include Cogita. But it's a 12-week program, and we've got all these different methods we'll teach you. Yeah, I won't go talk much about it anyway. But yeah, so there is that event on Friday in Leeds. I looked at it and I was like, this is the Des Hamilton one, isn't it? I was like, if it was just like go along and chat and stuff, I'd probably go to it. But it's like a full day of like not speeches, but like lectures and stuff. And I'll be honest, it doesn't really interest me, so I probably won't bother going to it. But yeah, but in January, guys, I'm going to host my own event in Nottingham. So I need to organise that and announce that. But yeah, there's a kind of the preview on that one. You got the early access. I'm going to be doing one in January. I just wasn't really. I looked at it because I know a few people I met up at the Celeramp meetup were going to go, and I'll be honest, I don't know too much about Des Hamilton. There's a few. I mean, he does TikTok now, doesn't he? TikTok shop, apparently. I just didn't really. I prefer just go and hang with people and chat. I prefer that than going on a full like talks and things. It just doesn't interest me, to be honest. That's just. I'd rather just hang out with people. That's why I love the Celeramp meetings. So you just turn up, hang out, network, chat with people. That's my favorite thing to do. Just like we're doing now, basically. But yeah, so let me just make sure I've not missed any questions before I get to you, MTT. No, I don't think I have. Oh yeah, appreciate the time you put into the calls. Really transparent. Oh yeah, absolutely, guys. Yeah, no, I'm fully transparent. Look, guys, I'll be honest. I show you my STK in these mentoring calls. In the even the sales, technically a sales call, right? The discovery call, we'll call it. The last guy, I showed my STK. I mean, if you want to see it just for final proof, like I'll show you. I don't care. Like hopefully, my biggest fear is just someone's going to do something bad to me. Like I don't care about people copying my products. I don't care about that. What I do care about is someone coming along and just being an arsehole to me, basically. But yeah, let's just actually quick talk about how we're doing. I mean, today's a bit slow, to be honest. I'm not going to lie, but I did tweak some prices. I put some prices up, and I keep doing this, and it's really bad of me, to be fair. It's not the best ROI either. But this is today, so it's a little bit slow today. Yesterday was way better. But yeah, I had some products. When I noticed products start really selling really quickly, I kind of like throttle them a little bit. I go and reanalyze them, go, well, I'm on the buy box now, but if I just put the price up a little bit, go a couple of pounds, and okay, I won't sell anymore now, but I'll get some more sales in the future. So it's find that balance between velocity, but also maximizing profit. So today's been a bit slower, but then yesterday I absolutely smashed it. I mean, yesterday was, let's get it up here quickly. We'll quickly run through this and I'll get back to the questions. So this was yesterday, so 425, 21%. I mean, ROI is not the best, but all I care about is profit, really. So that's the main thing there. So that was yesterday. And then for the month, I don't know if I'm going to hit 10,000. I don't know if I'm going to hit 10,000. I think it's going to be a real close one again. Like 95, 97 maybe. This is my month today. I do need to work on my ROIs. But one of these things I can't help myself with is, and maybe I'll screenshot one if I find an order. Go into orders here. Have I got one? I don't know if I do. But basically, I can't help myself in terms of making like anyway, that's what I'm nearly on 8,000 so far. If I find a perfume or something like on Cogita and it's like £5-6 profit per unit, if it's like 10% ROI, I feel like the price is stable. I'm like, I can't turn down £5 or £6 a unit. I just can't do it. Now I really shouldn't technically buy those at 10% ROI, but I can't help myself because that's just money, Yeah, I can't help myself, but that does hurt my ROIs a little bit. So the ROI is not very pretty, but it is what it is. End of the day, all I care about is the money in my pocket. But yeah, that's one thing that I need to probably improve on, and maybe sometimes just go, Although now I look at something on that 10% ROI, I'll be like, what's it in Q4? Am I going to get more, basically? Absolutely, massively appreciate it, Auto. Yeah, we'll do a call. 100%. MT saying, when do you think we'll see the Q4 sales start? I mean, October is obviously technically Q4. I found last October a little bit slow, to be honest. I didn't notice a huge difference between September and October. But obviously, technically, the sales volume should be going up. Honestly, it really doesn't start until realistically like the middle of November and December. That's when it really kicks off into high gear. Like December, definitely. It's a ramp up, but technically with October and Q4, you probably see maybe a 10% uplift maybe in October. Who knows though? With taxes going up, we've got the budget on the 26th of November. Everyone's had to tighten their belts this year with energy bills and taxes going up, and the economy is not the best right now. Who knows? I mean, it's a difficult one. People might be, less spendy this year. Really, it's not. We're not in an environment right now which is as good as it was. So who knows what's going to happen? I think it'll be fine still. But yeah, we've also got, by the way, is it Amazon Day on the 7th and 8th of October? I can't remember what it was now. Why is there no advert on my Amazon for this? There was definitely like an Amazon Day coming up. Maybe they won't announce it out. But yeah, it's not announced yet publicly. But yeah, something on the 8th, something 6th, 7th, 8th of October. There's an Amazon Day, I think it is. But yeah, so let's catch up with the questions then. Day and timing's inconvenient. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate you coming on. Morgan, I'm in the ungate process. Am I correct? It's okay just to reply to the thread and copy and paste the same message and wait until they accept. Yeah, essentially that's what you do. You basically keep replying to the same case. Now, what you want to try and do is like turn the PDF upside down. Just maybe change the name of the invoice. Little things like that. It is a pain, to be fair, and what you're getting is you're probably getting auto-rejected by bots. So you want to try and figure out how to get past the bots. I've got a method I'm still experimenting with to try and do that, but with the ungating process meant to be getting better very soon, next 2-3 months, who knows, maybe less. I don't know if I'll do that, but yeah, anyway, you want to try and get past those bots, basically. But yeah, keep trying. You got to keep trying. You got to be persistent. Spam took 16 replies using the same ways to get Casio. Well done. There you go, Alex. Yeah, so it's you got to be persistent. Yeah, it's it is crazy, isn't it, Morgan? It really is. But if you don't, this is why this is so valuable. They're having a network, having people to talk to, because you learn this. You might do an ungate, and I see it all the time. People saying, "Oh, I've tried once." I'm like, they said no. I'm like, well, that means nothing. Unfortunately, the way Amazon works, and it is stupid, it's ridiculous, is that you have to try it over and over again. You can't take no for an answer. What's your typical sale price on the bulk of your products? Oh, interesting. Like an average sale price. I do sell high ticket items that probably cost £500, £600, £700. I've not sold any of those in a while, actually, to be fair. So I'd probably say we can probably actually see. What I'll do is look at the month, and I'll take an average. So I've done 70,000 this month in terms of sales. Where's my calculator? There we go. So 70,000, and I've done 2,200 units, or 2,199. So we're basically looking at an average sale price of like 31.81 to £32, basically, is an average. So it's lower than I thought, actually, but yeah, so not too bad really. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's probably about right. But I do high ticket, I do low ticket, I do anything I can make money on, basically. I sell items that cost literally like £1,000. I sell things that cost, I've probably a tenner is probably my lowest one, I suppose. I'm sure I have got some products that are cheaper than that, but I'm sure I do, yeah. But like £7, beyond that, it's hard to make money. I probably do have one or two products that I'm selling for £7, but 7 to 10. But yeah. Are you holding back stock, holding back buying, waiting close to November? No, I will keep buying now. I mean, I've just been busy with other things, so that's why I've not been kind of like sourcing and buying recently. I go on these like little phases on and off. Problem is, guys, I do too many things. Like I do Amazon, but I do the social media. I do launch the mentoring. I do all sorts of little things. OA Hero sometimes takes a lot of my time. That's being a real pain right now. I'm trying to get that on the Chrome store. Got a massive update on that coming out. I do lots of little things, basically. I can't help myself. Don't do what I do, by the way. Focus on one thing. I honestly believe focus is really important, but I can't help myself. But yeah, so yeah, it's so I'll buy now, and yeah, if I could, it's a difficult one, right? I've been burned in the past where I bought a product and I'm like, well, I can make £5 now, or I can, if I hold it for Q4, I can make £10 or £15, and then some big wholesaler comes on a listing and I can't even get £5 profit anymore. I remember I got massively burned on a product like that. So it's finding that balance, like I was saying, of you don't want to be too greedy, basically. Sometimes I think you want to, so let's say you've got like 1,000 units or something. What I'd say is probably do like a tiered approach. So they sell 250 now and bank some profit if you can, and then maybe put the price up slightly for the next 250 and just go down that route, basically. So make sure it's difficult, because you then look and you might find that, well, I could have sold all 1,000 units at way higher profit, but then other times you get burned. So it's a difficult situation, and I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer in this one, but I do tend to now lean towards kind of going down that kind of, I don't have like a hard and fast rule of like, I've got 750 units to do 250, 250, but I like, if I feel like I'm getting a ridiculous velocity, I'm happy with the sales that I've got. The chart looks okay. I might put the price up and try and bank some more profit, but it is difficult though. It's a difficult one. And I don't know. And then you can argue as well that you're better off just taking the profit now, banking that profit, and then putting that money into another item where you can make more profit. If you're trying to hold out for an extra 10%, and it's going to take an extra month or two, well, you're better off just taking less money now, getting that money back quickly, and then reinvesting that money into another product that's like 30% ROI. Obviously, you've got the choice of holding out, say, a month or so for 10%, or reinvesting that money into a 30% product. So probably, as a general rule, I'd actually say probably sell through is probably better. Get bank your profits, and go from there, basically. But it's a difficult one. It really is. It is difficult. And I guess the other question as well is, can you replenish this product? If you can buy unlimited amounts of this product, just sell it. Just bank any profit you can, basically. Don't if it's if you can replenish this thing, like I was doing with my sneakers, I'd take pretty much, or not any profit, but I'd be like, I want to just get as many sales as possible. I was in every single region as possible. I'd do whatever I need to do to make a sale. If you only have a limit, let's say you get an A2A, you've only got like 12 units, and you're like, I can't get more of this. Then that's the time where I really do want to hold out for the absolute best price, because I'm never going to get that product again, and do that. So that's another thing to factor in as well. It's like, and most of the stuff we do is not replenishable, but yeah, sometimes you get these like amazing products. There was an amazing ones, hard drives on A2A a few months ago, and everyone was selling them out too cheap, and I was like, I'm just going to sit and wait, and I ended up making like £20-30 a unit or something. Maybe it wasn't that much, I can't remember, but yeah, it was decent anyway. And I was like, and everyone else panic sold it early. So it's doing that kind of, I don't know, it's a difficult one. It is difficult. There's a general rule. I'm holding 2-3 months basically on these items. If they're not tanking, I'll wait and let everyone else sell out, and then once I was actually speaking to a friend today about this. He was like, I don't like Discord groups because they always brick. And I'm like, mate, you just got to accept that Amazon OA, even A2A, is a 2 or 3 month hold. Not everything will be, but if you accept that majority of them are going to be a 2-3 month hold, your life is going to be so much easier and more calm, because you basically send the product in. You don't care if it tanks. You expect it to tank. In fact, it's a good thing if it tanks, because it means if the price goes from like 60 down to 45, whatever, it means the sales velocity is going to go up, which means the product becomes more popular and more people are going to buy it. It also means the people that are tanking, their stock's going to sell through quicker, which means your price is going to get met. And if you're willing to wait 2-3 months, the price will come back to normal and you bank your profit. As long as you accept that, life becomes way easier. I wish we could sell our stock through in a week or 2 weeks or a month. I really wish we could, but that's just not the reality of it, of doing OA, A2A. And even could we get it to a certain extent as well. And I suppose it's the same thing as wholesale as well. Sometimes, not so much on that though. Anyway, so no, I'm not really holding back too much stock. Is brand Yankee Candle an IP issue? No, it's not. I know lots of people that sold Yankee Candles. I've sold Yankee Candles and never had an issue. I know SAS says it is, but unless there's something happened recently that I'm not aware of, which is entirely possible, to be fair. I can't keep track of every brand, and maybe someone else can advise on this one. But yeah, I've not. As far as I'm aware, it's not. But yeah, so no, cool. Any other questions, guys? It's been a good session so far. Yeah, it's been pretty good. We had some really good questions come through. But yeah, and let's look at those other products I bought. Yeah, I bought a couple today that were good. The Gucci one looked really good, actually. Look really good. Oh, that reminds me, I've got some stuff arriving tomorrow. Nice, that I bought. I've got it delivered here though, which kind of sucks, but I'll take it to the prep center. But yeah. No, it's been good. So month so far, just shy of 8,000. I think on the last stream on Monday, I was just below 7,000. I think because I was hoping to get to 7,000. It's the exact same story today. I'm literally like £50 short of hitting 8,000. So yeah, not too bad really. Pretty good month. Not probably going to hit that 10,000. That's the only problem. But that 10,000 number is always awesome. What do you think about become a dealer with brands on Amazon or wholesale? Is it safe now for Amazon like Cogita? So I don't know what you mean. What you mean, like getting a brand direct deal? Is that what you mean? If you can do that, absolutely, that can be a really good thing to do if you get brand direct. It's not something that I do, not something I teach. I teach online arbitrage, A2A, Cogita. But essentially it's OA. It's all OA pretty much. You can even argue A2A is OA. But yeah, if you can get those deals and you can get a good brand direct deal, absolutely can be amazing. Wholesale is definitely safe as long as you know where you're buying from, and Cogita is safe as well because they vet all their suppliers. So, yeah, I think it's awesome. But pick one. Like, are you new to Amazon? I assume you are. The reason I like OA for beginners is because the risk is extremely low. I like private label, as in I don't do it myself, but I like the model. I like wholesale, the model. I like brand direct as a model as well, but it's not good for beginners because you have to commit to big orders. And if you make a mistake when you're buying, you're brand new, you have to spend 10,000, 5,000, even a couple of thousand on a product, and you don't know what you're doing really, and you might buy the wrong product, and probably you will. To be fair, it always happens. I see it all the time. There's returns are either non-existent or going to be very costly, and it's just not good basically. So with OA, if you buy from an online retailer like Sports Direct, and you get it and you realise, it's not the best product after all, or actually I can't sell this, just send it back and get a refund. There's no risk, well, very little risk. So yeah, Alex is saying A2A is nice as limits are enforced. Well, that's true as well, yeah. But limits how much you can risk as painful as it's. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, and obviously it all comes down to each site as well. So yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. So it's 10 units per order, 3 orders per week. 100% correct, yes. Per account. Per account. So it depends how sneaky you want to be, but yes. But yeah, with OA, like Notino, for example, 90-day return policy. I mean, most places, well, by law, they have to offer 14 days. Most places do 30. When it comes to Q4, most places offer extended return periods. So your risk is so minimal with doing OA. And the other thing as well is, if you do brand direct or you do a wholesale order, you're probably going to have to order like a lot of one unit. You don't necessarily learn as much. Whereas when you're doing OA, you're buying loads of stuff. You're buying things from all. You might be buying one day, you might be buying perfumes. Next day, you're buying a tool, like a drill. Next day, you're buying some Nike trainers. You're spreading yourself across multiple different areas. You're learning a lot because you're buying and selling constantly. And the risk is extremely minimal. And the profits can be really good as well. So I just think you cannot beat OA for beginners. I think for your first year, do OA. Once you understand Amazon, once you understand the process, all how it all works, sure, then transition into private label, wholesale, brand direct, whatever, basically. You can do that or carry on doing OA, and scale that to 20, 30,000 profit a month, which is totally doable, by the way. Totally doable. But yeah, so, and the other thing as well, and it's something I'm going to teach in my mentorship, is online arbitrage is what it is. OA is online arbitrage. So that's basically buying from someone like Sports Direct or John Lewis or Curry's or any site, Notino, Look Fantastic, any of those sites, ASOS. You buy from an online retailer, you sell. It's online arbitrage, essentially. That's what it is. So yeah, the risks are just so minimal. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the other thing as well is I was saying, obviously part of my mentorship, I was like, I need to write some SOPs around purchasing and things like that. And I was like, you know what? One other thing you should definitely be careful of is putting too much of your capital. Because the biggest problem I see is people are coming in with 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 pounds. You don't want to put more than maybe 20% of your capital into one brand, because if you end up putting 50% of your capital, 100% capital into, say, Clinique, for example, and then it gets hard gated, well, then you are royally screwed. So you need to spread your risk a little bit as well on the different brands, because a brand might go IP, it might go hard gated. So again, and that's the downside of not with private label, but with like doing wholesale, with doing brand direct, is you are literally putting all your eggs in one basket. So the risk just goes through the roof. The rewards are definitely better, but the risk is through the roof as well. And if you don't know what you're doing, the risk is just ridiculous. But yeah, so yeah, exactly. You're right, Alex. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, same with RA as well. You know, retail arbitrage, by the way. So RA is retail arbitrage. That's where you physically go into store like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, B&M, whatever, Home Bargains, buy products, Asda. You know, retail arbitrage. Online arbitrage is doing online. A2A is where you're buying from Amazon and selling back on Amazon. Wholesale is where you're buying from a wholesaler. Brand direct, where you call up someone like Apple and you get a brand direct deal. You won't get a deal with Apple, but don't bother. If you do, I'll yeah, well done. You must be like the nephew of Tim Cook or something. And then what's the final one? Private labels, where you're basically selling stuff under your own brand. So you make a trademark and you make your own brand, like Mogul products or something, you know, and put it on your own brand. Those are all the kind of different types. Now, Cogita is the final one I'm going to mention, which is technically wholesale, but I consider it more like online arbitrage, because you basically just go onto the Cogita website. You can order from loads of wholesalers, but you can just do it on the website. So it's like an OA wholesale hybrid. You are ordering from wholesalers, but it's like online arbitrage. The only downside is you can't return items. If you make a mistake, there's no returns. But yeah, other than that, you basically just go on their website and order. You know, so it's pretty much exactly like OA. But yeah. So, Jago, how's it going, buddy? Have you ever had a seller message you via buyer chat on Amazon telling you to pick up the price? That's technically illegal. It's like price manipulation. No, and I'd probably ignore it. But yeah, up to you, of course. So yeah, unique bundles. I guess you do. Our second and best sellers of all time are branded, but well, yeah, it's technically private label, isn't it? Again, this is where it gets a little bit like. It's like a mix between, I suppose it is a separate category. Unique bundles. It's a bit like private label. It's a bit like OA or wholesale, depending on where you're sourcing from, or it might even be a little bit of like ordering from China. But it's where you can do bundling together. You can maybe take, I don't know. I guess the most basic level of bundling is taking a shampoo and conditioner and putting them together. Or you might do something really advanced, like making there's a great private label brand, unique bundle thing on Amazon, which does like baby gift boxes. And they basically bundle in a load of stuff that's all private label, but they put in like a Johnson & Johnson or something, or some sort of like branded products in there as well. So you get these always different varieties of bundles, So yeah, there is that as well. I mean, I kind of consider unique bundles private label, to be fair, but I guess it's like a niche inside of private label. But yeah, so I do consider it private label, but yeah, it's one of those like, it's a bit of a side quest on private label, if that makes sense. But no, I think it can be really good as well, as long as you follow. I'll be honest, I don't know all the exact rules of Amazon when it comes to private label. I know there's like, because you see people, they create their own listing and they'll like sell an iPhone, for example, right? But it won't be on the iPhone listing. It will be because they've combined a SIM card with it, and they're like, oh look, this is the bundle now, and it's like they've created their own listing and they'll brand it under like Mogul, FBA Mogul brand or whatever. So my white balance goes all off there with that. But yeah, and then they somehow skirt that, and I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. But I do see it all the time. Or they'll do like it'll be like an iPhone. It'll be like a guide on how to use an iPhone and things like that. So yeah, Alex probably knows more about me when it comes to these kind of rules on how you should do it. But yeah, my understanding is the main product shouldn't be the branded product. But yeah, I'm not sure. So yeah, Grissom saying when we can send our last ship in Amazon warehouse for Q4, what's your suggestion? So I mean, basically you can do it up to probably. Again, it all depends. Every year is different for check-in times. The past few years have been really good, to be fair. But it all depends on like the fulfillment center and things like that. But I'd say a safe time is probably going to be the 10th or 15th of December. You can do it all the way up to like the 20th, probably. But I wouldn't send like 1,000 units or 10,000 units or something in on the 20th. But realistically, try and get it in as early as possible if you can. But yeah, so I think I sent some stuff in around the 15th last year. Yeah, can't remember exactly. Depends what it is and stuff like that. Okay, Alex does, oh yeah, they got a bedhead. Yeah, that's the I don't know if it's Tiggy or TIGI, but yeah. That's why my hair looks so nice. Use Tiggy. Yeah, they're combating Alex's hair. Okay, yeah, cool. Brandon. Okay, cool, nice. Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. Interesting idea. And they allow you to do that then. Another thing I want to say as well is, and this is maybe a criticism of some people online, is that there are literally probably a dozen or 24 different ways of doing this business. Like, there are so many ways to do this. And while I think OA and RA and to a certain extent Cogita are really good beginner sort of methods, there are all the other methods are viable as well. Private label, wholesale, brand direct. They're all viable. They are all viable. I just don't necessarily think they're good for beginners. But there are so many ways to do this business. It's insane. And then even inside of all the little niches, there's so many strategies that you can do. It's got to be in the hundreds of strategies. So if you find a way and you can think outside the box and do this, that works, then good on you. I mean, there's so many ways to do it. So I've seen a few YouTubers. I'm not going to mention names. Like there's one guy who he's like, you got to do brand direct. Everything else is absolute dog crap, basically. But then if you look at his videos, like, well, I started with their way. I'm like, well, okay, great. Yeah. But obviously he's selling a course on brand direct. So yeah. So I actually like these videos. I actually really like his videos, to be fair. But that's the one thing I don't like about that guy. He's like, everything else is dog crap. The only way is my way. And I think that's just such BS. There are literally so many ways and so many ways to make money in this business. It's crazy. And the more outside the box you can think, the better, I think. So Adrian saying, if a perfume got hard gated whilst you're holding it, could you compare it with another cheap item as PL to shift it? Technically, yes, you can. I think, but I like I said, I'm not that familiar with the rules around doing unique bundles. I say, hold my hands up. I don't know. There are rules with Amazon, and they definitely changed relatively recently around that one. But yeah, I don't know. Alex is probably someone who knows more about that. But in theory, you could. Yes. But maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it gets tricky. I'll be honest, I just don't know. A hard-gated brand. Yeah. What's your answer on that? Do you have any idea, Alex, on that one? Like, if someone wants to sell let's say Clinique, they've got a Clinique perfume. Can you make a private label bundle around that? Because like if you do TIGI or whatever, it's fine. But if you're doing, obviously you can sell it. But if you're doing a hard gated brand, you make a private label listing. It's a difficult one. That is a difficult one. Yeah, Adrian knows who it is. Yeah, I actually do like his videos too. I think you can tell he knows what he's talking about. Like, I'm not gonna say who it is, but But yeah, I was just like, God, it's the one thing I don't like about about his videos. But yeah, so you need to be able to sell all components of the listing. That's the official rule. Oh, okay. So Alex has already answered it. Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so the answer is no then. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. That makes sense, to be fair. That makes sense. So yeah, if you can't just like skirt the rules on that one. Okay, yeah. Even though I learn something every day, Well, saying that there's loads I don't know about Amazon, to be fair. Like I say, I've got such a good little niche that I'm in that I'm really good at, like OA, Cogita, even A2A. And people do ask me all the time, like, why don't you do private label? Why don't you do brand direct? Why don't you wholesale? It's like, well, I already make crap loads of money doing what I'm doing, and I definitely could go into other areas, but I feel like once you've got something that works, I mean, don't get me wrong, I could be missing out on opportunities, definitely, and I probably am. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes actually, it's probably maybe one of my sort of weaknesses, I suppose, that I'm not necessarily willing to try new things sometimes because I get into my little groove. But there's also an argument for being in a groove and making that groove deeper. It can sometimes be good because you get really good at it. It's a difficult one anyway. So I probably should try some unique bundles or something at some point, private label, even wholesale. I'll be honest though, like when it comes to wholesale, I've got a massive list of wholesalers, like through Cogita. I keep track of them. I've never contacted them. I might be able to get a better price, but I like Cogita, and this is again, but this is true. This is why I like it because I don't have to faff with import stuff. Like the price I pay that's it, and it just turns up. you know, whether it's a pallet or whatever from Germany or France or Poland or wherever, or UK, it just turned, I don't have to deal with import fees or any of that stuff like that. It's just easy for me. So, you know, that's one thing I like about that, really. So I just want an easy life. I want to make a load of money and have to do it easily. Not that I'm saying Amazon is easy, because it isn't. It's a simple business, but not an easy business. So HP, Brother, Canon, these brands safe to sell on Amazon. Canon, I believe, is hard gated. HP and Brother, okay, yes. But Canon's a weird one because some of that stuff isn't hard gated, and some of it is. I'm pretty sure the cameras and the lenses and the inks are, but I think I've seen some other Canon listings that aren't hard gated, but I could be wrong on that one. I'm pretty sure most Canon's hard gated, but HP Brother is definitely fine. I made a fortune from HP and Brother, to be fair. But yeah, I've got some really good HP stuff in right now. Do you think Amazon control our sales? Most days I sell 1K a day, but sometimes I go over it and sell every now and again. I don't think so, no. I mean, obviously they kind of do. I don't think they're going, right, you've had your limit of 1,000 sales. I don't think they're doing that. I think it's obviously just, it's a combination of what stock you've got in, or what listings you're on, what's the sales per month, whether you've got the buy box, all that kind of stuff. So yes, in a way, a roundabout way they are, but not through the way you're thinking, I think, or the way I think I'm understanding you. They're not saying you get to 1,000 a day and that's your limit. It's made up from all those other factors. How many ASINs you've got, say whether you got the buy box or not, what's your price at. This is why it's good to have a variety of things in there, you know, and looking at fast selling items, things like that. So, or what profit you're making. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. That's why I do these. You know, I'm gonna have to cut this off at 9 o'clock, by the way. So we've got 9 more minutes. I've got a meeting at 9 o'clock. But yeah, non-stop work, guys. Non-stop work, but I freaking love it. So, but yeah, no, it's good. It's interesting. But yeah, no, I'm happy to help, honestly. I enjoy doing these lives. You guys ask all really good questions as well. Even I sounds really arrogant. I learn stuff as well, and it's all good, really. So, but you've got any final questions? Throw them out there. Otherwise, I have to wait until Monday, 8 p.m. No, actually, Monday I might not be able to do because it's my dad's 80th birthday. So we're going for a big meal during the day. Maybe I'll be on, maybe I won't be. Maybe I'll do it through my phone when I'm in the car. We'll have to see. Maybe it won't be Monday, actually. I'll try and get back for Monday, but it might not be. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's my dad's 80th. So, and then I'm 40 next year. So, yeah. Yeah, I won't say exactly how many days. I want to give it my date of birth, but yeah, it's not too far away. So, yeah, some big milestones there for both of us, to be fair. I don't think either of us are looking forward to those birthdays, but it is what it is. So, but no, yeah, I'm going to go out for a nice meal and stuff in Nottingham with my friends, which is good. But yeah, I want to do a Vegas trip, though, to be fair. I've not been to Vegas in a long time, but that was really good fun. While he's here, what is Source Sheet? So, Alex, do you want to put out a little sort of description? You want to throw it out there? But Source Sheets basically is it basically scans websites like Sainsbury's, you know, scans like Tesco's, other websites like Smiths, for example, things like that. Although I don't know if you do Smiths. And basically spits out like a CSV, which you can then use to then find products. So, but yeah, I'm sure Alex can explain it better. I'll be honest, I don't use it. Not that it's not good; it is good. I've just got enough on my plate. I'll be honest. I've got too much to. I really whittled down my my places where I get deals from because it gets too much. You get to the point where you can't get any work done. Like you just literally spend all day sourcing, which can be a good thing to be fair. But I've got other things I want to do. So yeah, it is a good thing. But yeah, I just do not have time. Maybe Alex can tell you. But yeah, or Adrian, I can send you a link if you want afterwards. But yeah, I'm sure Alex won't mind that. But but yeah, it's I guess it's similar to Cookita price drops in a way. That's the best way to describe it. Actually, it's similar to Cookita price drops, except it doesn't just do Cookita. It does other things. So like Sainsbury's, wherever else. There, so yeah. But yeah, Alex, good guy. Alex is a good guy. So we've not spoken in a while actually, but yeah, Alex is top bloke. So check it out. I don't know if you do a free trial, but yeah, I'm not sure actually. Do you do a free trial? So look, I'm not sure if he does. Alex, come on, answer. Ooh. Does he do a free trial? I don't. There is like a free bit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's all good. But yeah, any final questions, guys, before we go? Just sort of remind you guys, if you're interested in mentoring, there's a link in the description for that. That launches 1st of October. Or if you want, you can wait. Let the first students go through and then see their testimonials and then do it afterwards. That's fine. I'm that confident in how good it is. But definitely understand if you want to do that. But yeah, if you want to reach out and have a chat, even if you're planning on doing it in like January or something, reach out, book a call with me. We'll have a chat. And you can understand what the program is and things like that. But yeah, do that if you want, guys. So even if you're planning on doing it next year, I've definitely spoke to a few people who are like, you know what, I want to keep the money in my business now and I want to do it in January. I'm like, that sounds fine by me. I'm the worst salesman ever, basically. Honestly, I spend more time talking people out. No, really, but yeah, I want it to be right for everyone. Basically, I'm not just going to force it down your throat, you know. But yeah, so okay, Alex has got back to it. It's an all-in-one sourcing hub. There you go. What more do you need than that? Just done. All-in-one sourcing hub. Core is retail, supplier support, analyze daily, matched Amazon, SPM, profit ROI, 8-to-8 EU sourcing. Yeah, that's the problem, Alex. Though it's too much. For example, you guys, I push Profit Sweep hard. You know, I've not mentioned it in a while. Really amazing Discord group. I only use probably I say percentage. I use like 10% of it. I use the A2A. I ignore everything else. It's too much. It's too much for my old brain. I can't keep up with it all. And then you throw in 2 or 3 more groups in as well, and then before you know it, it just pings constantly. Then all you do is you're hearing the Discord ping, even though when you're not listening to Discord, it just gets too much. So sometimes I feel like, actually, to be fair, that's one thing I like about my brother's server. It's just one thing. Could get your price drops, bang. I'm not saying it's a criticism or anything like that, but sometimes it just gets overwhelming. You know, and I say it's not just with source sheets, and it's got a lot of features in there. But that's a good thing. You can go in and you can pick what you want. You know, you can do it. Oh, just want to use A2A, or just want to do EU sourcing, or just want to do, you know, or just, you know, retailers like Sainsbury's and stuff. But yeah, you got that option. I suppose it's nice to have that. But yeah, I definitely advise, no matter whether you do like Profit Sweep or source sheets, whatever, pick one thing and really focus down on that and get good at that before you start introducing everything else. Otherwise, it just gets overwhelming. Well, I find it anyway. It's too much. And yeah. So, Esther, any IP issues with a brand called Eucerin? I don't think so. I think it's okay, but off the top of my head, I can't give you 100% guarantee on that one, but I think it's fine. I'm pretty sure it's fine. I think I've sold it in the past myself. Let me just search it in my orders. So, by the way, I've definitely sold it in the past, but last year it was around, well, this time it was August last year is when I sold it. So it was fine back then. I think it's okay now, but I'm not. Do your usual due diligence, look for big drops in seller counts. Look if the brand's on the listing, all those kind of like red flags. Yeah, I was just looking actually at my orders. Actually, let me do my lifetime actually. I was just saying I've nearly hit 50,000 orders on Amazon. Kind of interesting. So 46,000 units, but orders wise it was on 47. How does that make sense? How does that? Oh, I think the orders technically includes refunds and replacements, and yeah, on the SDK, that's why. I was going to say, how does that make sense? Because I was saying I'm at 47,810 orders, then I'm like, I've only sold 46,000 units, so yeah, yeah, that's why, because orders technically includes cancelled, refunded, and removals and returns. That's why. Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, so not quite at that level of 50,000 yet, but I mean, guys, there's some people out there that do like 50,000 units a freaking month. But yeah, I'm 46,343 units sold in my lifetime. So yeah, not too bad. We're actually getting. We're not too far. It's not as much as I'd like it to be fair, but let me screenshot it anyway. This is it. This is where we are. So I really should focus more on Amazon and buy more stuff. But yeah, it's been a life-changing business for me, to be honest. So those are my full numbers lifetime on SDK. So yeah, it got some expenses and stuff to take out of that. But yeah, there you go. 31% ROI. Yeah, cool. Right, awesome, guys. Final little things then. Any other questions? But yeah, no, cool, awesome, guys. Massively appreciate you coming on to watch. I'm just have to cut it short today because I've got a meeting at 9. But thanks very much everyone coming on. It's been an awesome stream. You guys have kept me busy with all the questions and stuff. It's been absolutely amazing. I do massively appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to check out mentoring, link in description. If you want to check out Cogita, again, link in description. Use code FBA Mogul to get £100 off your first order. And there's a few other links in there as well. Oh, and also, finally, again, don't forget, in the thing, there's a MacBook giveaway going on. There's a link in there for that. So that's the actual MacBook you'll get. Get it in time for Christmas. I'll even gift wrap it for you if I remember. But yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate you coming on. I'll see you guys hopefully